Hi boys and girls, it's time for art class. My name is Miss Melissa. Guess what we are going to be learning about today? I'll give you a hint. Here is the state of Louisiana in red, and here is a picture of a crawfish. So we're going to learn about Louisiana's state crustacean, which is a crawfish. And it's the springtime, which is always a good time to eat boiled crawfish. So come on, let's get our supplies because we are going to make a crawfish crown just like this. You are going to need 2 sheets of red construction paper, 2 pencils, an eraser, a black marker, and a pair of scissors, a bottle of glue, and a napkin or a paper towel. The crawfish became the Louisiana state crustacean in 1983, about 40 years ago. Do you know why the crawfish became our state crustacean? Well, crawfish are abundant in swamps, bayous, and marshes. The early settlers ate them, and now crawfish is considered a delicacy. It's a springtime tradition for people in Louisiana to have crawfish boils for family gatherings. Have you ever been to a crawfish boil? Have you ever eaten boiled crawfish? Isn't it delicious? You could see the crawfish in the picture. And a lot of times when you eat boiled crawfish, they'll put potatoes and corn and onions. I've even seen people put sausage and Brussels sprouts. So yeah, you will see a lot of people in Louisiana gather around for holidays, birthdays, graduations, family reunions, all sorts of reasons to get together to enjoy boiled crawfish. And did you know that crawfish is also known as crawdads, even crayfish? And since we're going to be making a fabulous crawfish crown, I thought I'd show you what 2 lines we're going to need to use the most of today. We'll be making several straight lines today, going up and down, even in a diagonal direction, and we'll be making lots of curvy lines today, going in all sorts of directions. All right, boys and girls, I thought I would show you up close what my crawfish crown looks like. Now, I want you to know, in today's video, I'm only going to show you how to make the crawfish. Okay, we're just going to be working in the red paper. Now, stick around till the end of the video, because the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to attach it to make a crown. You see? The crown is what we're going to glue the crawfish on, and I'm going to tell you what supplies you need at the end. So let's go ahead and get started and make our crawfish together. Boys and girls, you are going to need to get your 2 sheets of red paper, your napkin, and a bottle of glue. The first thing I'd like you to do is you're going to take one of your sheets of paper and you're going to just scribble some glue along the edge. Your paper should be up and down, okay? So open your bottle of glue, twist the orange cap. That's how you open it. Do not open the white. And already I have some glue. Now sometimes you'll have to kind of peel the dry glue off the top so the glue could squeeze out the bottle. I want you to make some zigzag lines up and down. Just squiggle some zigzag lines up and down. And when you're done, you can close it. And I like to spread my glue out with the orange top. Do you see that? I'm not squeezing any glue because I closed it. I'm just spreading out what I have. Now that looks really even, doesn't it? Now what I like to do is wipe the glue off the bottle and put my napkin aside. And now what you can do is get your other sheet of paper, and I'd like you to press. And we want to try to get it, you know, pretty even. I want you to press up and down. And just keep pressing. Once it's nice and straight, we want the glue to stick to the paper. That feels pretty good. So make sure your paper's pressed together. Then you're going to turn it over and do the same thing on this side. This should all be glued, and you could take your napkin and rub it. We're going to be rubbing and pressing for a little bit because I want to make sure your paper is sticking together and that all the glue is dry. All right, boys and girls, what I'd like you to do now is take your paper, and I would like you to fold it in half. The sides and the corners should touch, and when you fold it in half, you're probably going to see the crease that you just made by gluing your two sheets of paper together. So you're going to press it, make sure everything touches. Okay? And your paper should be faced this way. Now, if you notice, your paper will open, right? Kind of like a book. And then it's going to stay closed. So I want you to turn it, flip it over. Closed part of the book is on this side of the table, the left side. The open part is on this side of the table, the right side. That's very important. We're going to be drawing on the closed part. So go ahead and get your pencil, copy off of me. We're going to start making the head of the crawfish first, then we're going to make the claws. So watch. I want you to notice the fold from the top to the bottom. Do you see that? Now, where do you think the middle would be on that fold? I think the middle would be about right here. I would like you to make a mark in the middle of this fold. Take a guess. All right, now look at the bottom of your paper. We have left to right. Where do you think the middle of the bottom of your paper is? Wherever you think it is, I would like you to make another mark. So you have a mark in the middle at the bottom, and then you have a mark in the middle on the fold. I'm trying to make mine as dark as possible so you can see it. All right, boys and girls, very good. Now we can start drawing. Ready? What I want you to do is take your pencil, and where you made that mark, you're going to connect your marks with a straight line, just like that. Draw a straight line from that top mark to the bottom mark. Good job. Next, now you're going to find the middle again of this straight line. So from here to here, and you're guessing, I would say the middle is about right there. Is it perfect? No. Absolutely not. So make another dot of where you think the middle would be. Boy, we're finding middles a lot today, huh? And you're guessing. Okay, now, last one. Do you see where you just made a mark? I want you to look at that mark and go to the top and find the middle again. Make a circle. Do you see my circle right here? That's going to be the crawfish eyes. So now I can make a bigger circle. This is going to be the crawfish eyes. You're doing a great job. Let's keep going. You ready? Okay. Next. Do you see where this mark is? Good. This is where we're going to draw the head. Look at me. We're going to go down all the way to the corner and make a straight line. Go ahead and do that, boys and girls. So after you draw the dot, you make a straight line because this is going to be his head. Now notice, we're only drawing half of the crawfish today because since it's folded and we're going to cut it out, you'll get to see the whole thing. And a crawfish has 2 big pincher claws. Well, we're only going to draw 1 because we'll end up with 2. All right, now, this is also where we're going to start drawing his claw. Copy off of me, boys and girls. Ready? What I'd like you to do is put your pencil where this dot is. I want you to curve up right alongside his eyeball. Make a curve. You're going to go straight across, pretty wide. And you're going to come straight down. Just like that. That's the bottom of his claw. Now let's draw the middle part. Watch me. It kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a rounded out rectangle or an oval that's squished. So just kind of a curvy blob right on top of the claw that we just drew. Well, this is the base of the claw, right? The claw's in 3 sections. The base, the middle, and the top. All right, now watch me. Okay, so do you see how we just drew this? I want you to go straight up, almost to the top, and make a big letter V. Now watch, please look. We're going to make a big curve and another big curve. Do you see that? That's the top part of his claw. And we're going to bring this straight line all the way down to show how he can make some pinchy claws. And after that, we just have his antenna. His antennae are pretty easy. You can draw a curvy line if you want to, or you can draw a straight line. It's up to you. I'm just going to draw 2 lines and connect them together from the side of his head. Right, boys and girls, you're doing a great job. Remember, no one's crawfish is going to look the same. Now we get to trace with a black marker. So you're going to take your black marker and you basically draw on top of what you did already. You're just going over it so it stands out. I'm covering all of the pencil marks. And you know what's neat? Now, if you want to, you can color in the eye, because crawfish have black eyes, little black beady eyes. That's the only thing you're going to color, actually, is his eye. So you can go ahead and color that in. But you know what I thought was neat about this crawfish crown that we're making? All those marks that we made, ended up being part of the crawfish's body. You remember we had to find the middle? So we didn't even need to erase. How nice. Okay, does it look like I traced everything? I think so. I have the 1, 2, 3 parts of the claw, the 1 antenna, and his head. When you're done tracing, you're going to carefully cut everything out. Now, boys and girls, pay attention. Please stop what you're doing and look. Do not cut each piece out. You have to cut around the whole crawfish. So watch my finger. I'm going to go around the 3 body parts of the claw because it makes 1 claw. Go around the whole claw all the way till you get to the head, and you're going to cut around the head and eye and cut around the antenna. Got it? We're cutting the whole thing out together. Do not, I repeat, do not chop this into pieces. We need 1 piece. So if you want to copy off of me, make sure your thumb goes in the small hole, your fingers go in the big hole, and you're going to always open wide. Put the paper in the back of the scissors mouth. You never want to cut with some little baby chomps. You always want big chomps, okay? And that way it makes it easy to turn your paper. See? My scissors are open wide. I could turn my paper or turn my scissors. And if you've worked with me before, we've practiced doing this. So please cut around the black traced line, or cut around the whole thing. Do not cut any part of this crawfish out. Just cut around the whole crawfish. And take your time, open wide, turn your paper. You see that? Now you notice, remember in the beginning we folded our paper, so I'm still cutting it as it's folded. I never unfolded it. You cut the whole thing out just like I am. And I'm taking my time. Notice my scissors are big. I hope that you're cutting this out with me. If you're not cutting it out and you're still tracing, that's fine. You can actually watch, so that way you can see what you have to do. All right, so all I have left is the antenna. Boys and girls, when you're done cutting your whole crawfish out, you should end up with something like this. All right, now what I'm going to ask you to do is when you are finished, I would actually like you to cut off your antenna. I'll explain why later. And now your crawfish should look something like this. Just hold on to your antenna and put them aside. Now, boys and girls, if you're not finished cutting, that's fine. Just stop and look. Open up your paper and you should have something that looks just like this, or close to it, right? Now, if you ended up accidentally cutting off part of his face or his claw, you're just going to have to stop and, glue it and use your napkin and kind of piece it back together. So now, what I would like you to do is we're going to try to copy this claw and match that claw. This side of the face to match that side of the face. I'm just going to take my marker because I know where to draw. If you're not sure where to draw, you can always use your pencil, okay? So what I would like you to do is copy off of me, or at least look, and let's start making the eyes of the crawfish match. We're going to try to make one side match with the other. See that? So I'm going to color in that circle on this side. Now, do you see how a straight line goes down from that middle mark that we made, where that claw begins? Okay, do you see where this claw begins? Right here. Here's where the claw begins and the head begins. You can make a mark and bring it straight down. This is the crawfish. This is his head. Do you see that? Go straight down. Yeah, I think you can definitely do this with your marker. And I like to trace the sides. You can trace your sides too in a black marker. Now, you see where the eyes are? If you go right across the eye, you're going to see a curve. So let's go ahead and curve it. You will also see another curve on top. Now this middle part of the claw looks like that one. And remember, you can trace all the way around. And let's look at the top. Notice everything on this side is in black, so I'm going to trace, just kind of draw on the edge or close to the edge of my claw. And we have a straight line that goes down, so I'm going to have a straight line that goes down this way. We want our claws to match. How's that? Do you see the three parts of the claw? The top, the middle, and the sides should match. All we have left to do is sculpt our paper by bending it a little bit and gluing our antennas so it'll fit nice on our crown. Boys and girls, if you're not finished tracing and drawing the inside body parts of the crawfish, that's okay. You can take a pause. Please look so you'll know how to do this. All right, you're going to turn your crawfish upside down and you're going to take your scissors, and you see where the fold is? You're going to cut a slit all the way down to the eyes. Do you see that? Now you're going to kind of fold one paper down and the other one over. You see how it makes a neat little shape? And you're going to fold the paper down and one on top. And you can it stays like that. But I'm going to glue it. Okay? So watch. If you turn it upside down, you can put a dot of glue. You see that dot of glue? And press. Hold it down for about 30 seconds. I'm going to flip it over. You see this flap up here? I'm going to put a dot of glue and I'm going to hold it down for 30 seconds. So now both of those flaps of paper are glued, and if you get confused, just make sure you stick the paper down and glue them. All right, boys and girls, once you've stuck down those little flaps of paper, all you have to do is turn your crawfish over. You can put 2 dots of glue on the back so you can glue your antenna. 1 and 2. And I'm going to hold this one down for about, I guess, 30 seconds. You can even use your napkin to dry the glue. There you have it, boys and girls. Your crawfish crown is ready to be worn. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I had a lot of fun creating our Louisiana crawfish crowns together. So this is a crustacean, it's a crawfish. What are some other names that we could call the crawfish? That's right, crawdad and crayfish. Do you remember what lines helped us to actually draw our crawfish crown? Which lines did we use the most? Very good. We used a lot of straight and curvy lines. Now, you can easily wear your crawfish crown that we made today by holding it up on top of your head, just like this. Now, if you don't want to hold it up and you actually want it to stay attached, what you're going to have to do is have your parents or your teachers at school help you to make it stay in place. So this is what you will need if you decide to actually wear it as a crown. You're going to need, and I'm going to show you the back of mine. See, this is my crown. Here's the back. You're going to need some white strips of paper folded and glued together to make it very thick. You see, all along the back. You're also going to need to punch some holes on both ends with a hole puncher. See? The hole puncher makes a hole. And lastly, you are going to need some fuzzy wire, also known as pipe cleaners, also known as chenille stems. The fuzzy wires come in several colors, see? And you would do this on both sides. You can actually attach it, tie it in the back, and wear it. It stays on by itself. Well, I hope you enjoyed making your crawfish crown with me today. Maybe you will even get a chance to eat some boiled crawfish. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.